Yeah, that was my favorite film, still my favorite film, Das Boot, 20 years ago now. And I was just looking here through the periscope of the submarine, and I must tell you, what I see here is almost it's very bad. You know, you can imagine this is a salty water coming on the lenses on top here, and you cannot compare it at all with what you see with one of the modern ARRI cameras when you look through the crisp, clear viewfinder, and it's wonderful. Yeah, but of course you don't use a camera just to look through the viewfinder and be delighted how nice it looks, everything. That the camera, which of course is the eye of the audience, so what the lens sees, the audience will see, and the audience should feel like being part of this. So I started this film using the ARRI 2C, which was the only camera in that period of time which was lightweight. Of course it was a MOS camera, but this film was shot without sync sound anyway, because it was not possible in a steel environment like this to get a usable sync sound for that.
Oh, but at that time, hi. Here you are.
Yeah.
That's great.
My friend and colleague Franz Rath.
You know.
He has this wonderful little.
You started then to give the ARRI people the idea to make that small camera for handheld, but using in here, which was extreme difficult. Because the viewfinder, now we take that one to show what it did not do. You couldn't move like this here.
Yeah,
you had a steady viewfinder.
And the viewfinder was in the back of the camera.
Yeah.
And you always had to be right in the optical axis.
Otherwise it would tilt.
It was tilting. So if you want to have a very low position, then you have to sit on your knees and you say, "Oh my God!" But I'm sitting on my knees, but I can't walk. I can't walk anymore. So what I would like to do is, of course, have the camera low and look from above, look in from
like
above.
This.
But of course, with the 2C, that was not possible. So may I give it back to you?
Yeah, sure.
So I went to my friends of ARRI and told them, "My dear friends, I need a new camera from you. Please, can you somehow combine the ARRI 3C, or maybe even from the X-ray camera, the ARRI has an X-ray medical camera, use the body of that, put a PL mount in the front instead of the turret, which the old camera had with its 3 lens mounts, and combines this with a viewfinder system of the ARRI 3. After almost 20 years later, ARRI gave us a new camera, the 235, which is a new baby, which is very, very nice, very sophisticated.
Yeah.
So this is it looks very different. Of course it's a new design, and it's almost 50 years or something later than the design of the ARRI 2C and 3C, whatever. Yeah. So what is new in this camera? I think the first thing is it looks very different, and it looks like very, very cozy, and it is. You have the feeling it's something you can take it in your arm. You know, it's just like this, like you have your baby here. It's something like that. It's very, very nice. You see, it's all the electronics in here which have not been there before. Of course, like with the 2C, you needed many accessories for this and for that and whatever. Now everything is nicely built in. Everything is here. You can just press a few buttons and you can do whatever you want. It's wonderful, and you can put you have the first thing is, of course, the viewfinder. Now you can use it from the left side, or you can use it from the right side. side. You can swing it up. You can look into it from above. What the big difference is now, if you take the camera and you open it like here, let's see. Now you can see it inside, and I think this is very much different. You see, this is a really very modern pin registered movement, and the mirror shutter has 180 degrees opening maximum, which is needed with all the modern when you're shooting with HMI lights or shooting computers, monitors, whatever. So this is state of the art. You can even shoot speed ramps with this camera.
Yeah.
It's all built in. But of course, it cannot do everything what the 435 can do. That camera is much more sophisticated. Once you start shooting for visual effects and whatever, so that's not the right camera for that. But it's cheap compared to the 435.
It's exactly the backup camera.
It's a backup camera about maybe I heard something like half of the price of the 435, about roughly.
Wonderful. And yeah.
You remember these shots?
I remember that.
You remember the shots here?
Oh yes.
When I was really not only stepping through this porthole, when I was almost running through.
Running. Yeah.
And you can imagine if you do a shot like this, you have to have a lightweight camera which really fits close to your body. Like I can take the camera like this under my arm, can look into here, and it nothing sticks out from my profile. And if you compare it here with the 435, imagine if I would take that camera. Hold this for a moment.
Yes, let's change it.
Now it gets really professional what we are doing here.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh wow.
Look at this big body here. Of course, you could never do it. And this is a very good example for
to demonstrate
what this camera is used for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this camera here, of course, the 435. That's a camera which can do almost everything. Whatever you can imagine, you can do it with this camera. Yeah. Especially, of course, in effects work. It's used a lot for commercials. Yeah. Wherever things have to be very, very precise. You can use it wonderfully for motion control in whatever configuration.
High speed,
low speed, backwards, and you can shoot it up to 150 frames, reverse, forward and reverse,
shutter,
and you can use it for time-lapse photography. I think every 10 seconds, one frame. That's the range you can use it for.
Actually, if you got these two cameras. You can do everything. This is for running around and going through small locations. With this, impossible. But here you can also use it on the shoulder if you want to. The two of us, we never did it. We just sticked with the camera and moved this way you demonstrated before, and all the other things you can have to use this one, the 435. It's a wonderful camera. I used it a lot. And I used even this one on the shoulder, which is a handheld.
Yeah, because you were missing this camera. Because that was not available.
It was not available at that time, right? You're right, Okay. This is marvelous. This is something to get in love with. This is really the best I ever saw.
It's just every camera, I think, has his
special
has a special way to use and has his special advantages. So
if you have both,
you have to have both.
You have to have both. And then
you cannot say I shoot the whole film with this camera or I shoot the whole film with this camera. But if you have both, you can do everything.
You can do really everything.
It's a system. I think
it's wonderful.
That's a good thing about it. It's not just a camera. It's a camera system.
It's a system.
I think that ARRI is still nowadays designing new film cameras like this. That shows me that they believe in film the same way like I, and I think both of us and most cameramen, most feature cameramen, they believe in film. And it has so many advantages. If you really go for quality, and that's what you have to stay on film, and you have to stay with these wonderful cameras.
That's right.
Okay, here we go.
You want me to change again? Okay.
Here we are.